Today we're going to check out the Inhumans. Hi guys, Jonathan from Two Raven Studios. Welcome! I do painting videos, model reviews, and general gaming content. If that sort of thing interests you, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. Today I'm going to do an unboxing and review of the new Crisis Protocol releases of the Inhumans. So we have the Black Bolt and Medusa box and the Crystal and Lockjaw box. Black Bolt is one of my favorite Marvel Comics characters, so I got a little bit carried away and I opened them up and assembled them before I even started recording. We're going to open up these boxes, see what's inside, and see if this release is right for you. So we have the hero and team cards. The team card, actually, Beast and Ronan are part of the Inhumans team. We have this 20 threat secure mission. It's kind of cool. The objectives poison you. So you have 4 team tactics cards. They are all exclusive to the Inhumans. So you have the Terragenesis one, which allows you to spend 3 power to damage an enemy character holding a civilian token. If they're destroyed by this attack, you will get some bonus victory points. You have the Inhumans Royal Family card, which allows all Inhuman characters to spend 2 power to get a free reroll at some time during the round. You have the Bitter Rivals card. You spend 3 power to make an enemy character, I guess, the bitter rival, and all characters around them are going to roll 1 less die for attack or defense. And finally, you have the Atalan Rising card, which can be played by an injured Inhuman character, and basically, Inhuman characters get power for all the injured Inhumans on the board. And then we have the tokens. So you have the 2 Terrigen Mist tokens for the mission. And then you can see we have the Inhumans faction tokens that you can use for whatever you want. We have the Bleed token, which is one of Medusa's attacks. They have the Stun and Stagger, which is for Black Bolt attacks. And then the Poison ones, which are for, again, that mission. Then we have the figures. I've put them together so you can't see them on the sprue, but Black Bolt has a front back, his head is a separate piece, each arm is 2 pieces, and the legs are pieces, and then you have the destruction happening on the base there. Goes together pretty easy. Most of the seams in the miniature are pretty well hidden. The only thing I would have liked is the tuning fork on his head to be a separate piece, but that would have been really fiddly. And then we have Medusa. Medusa, again, we have the front and back of her body. We have the 1 arm, the other arm, the head. We have the 2 legs, and the hair is actually 3 pieces. So if you see in the back, you have 1 big piece, another big piece, and then the smaller piece that wraps around. I really like the design of this miniature as well. The only problem with this pack is both these guys really need to go on that flat base that doesn't have any of the curbs on it. But if you do Crisis Protocol, you probably have some left over to get 1 for each. Then we have the Crystal and Lockjaw box. Let's open this sucker up. So we have the instructions with the neat little art in it. Some pretty cool looking art. Let's look at the cardboard first. And get it out of the package. So we have the tokens. You have some Incinerate, some Slow, and some Stun. Crystal can put all of those out. She's really a kind of status effect machine. You have the Bleed that Lockjaw puts out, and then a Lockjaw token, which I'm not sure what that's for, but it's kind of cool looking. And then you have their character cards. And then you have 2 cards. So one is for Crystal. It lets her put out even more status effects. And you have the Lockjaw one, which is pretty cool. It lets him save a character from being KO'd. And let's look at the sprues. So you have 2 pieces of body, the legs, the head in 3 spots, and the little tuning fork. Got a pretty cool head there. And then Crystal, this little rock fell off the sprue, but you have some body parts here. You have the base effects, which are the rock and the swirl of the water. It's overall pretty cool. Let's get them together. So you have Lockjaw. It's a pretty cool model. Just because of the way it is, the mold lines are a little bit more visible than some of the other figures because there's no way to hide them. There is in the costumes, particularly down the middle of the back. But it's not that big a deal. It's going to be easy to clean up. It's very well sculpted, nice detail. Not the pose I would have chose, but it's pretty cool as it is. And then you have Crystal here, who... This miniature is really, really well designed. I really like the pose and how it's kind of floating in midair. But as you're moving around, I don't know if you noticed, but this rock here is the only part where it's actually attached to the base. She's kind of just floating for the most part. And then you have the swoop in the back that is also just attached to the base. And it really just has really cool motion to it. And I really like the way this figure is designed. So overall, I really enjoy this release. I've always been a fan of the Inhumans. Black Bolt's always been one of my favorite characters. So Black Bolt himself is a 5-threat character. He is a powerhouse. He has a lot of offensive ability, and he also has this super powerful attack that he gets when he flips to his injured side. Medusa has some cool movement tricks. She can really tie enemy characters up and move them around. She is 4-threat. Crystal and Lockjaw are both 3-threat. Crystal can hand out all these tokens, and she has a cool ability that makes it so when enemies are near her, they cannot shake off those tokens, which is kind of cool that you can keep people with the tokens on them. And Lockjaw is really there for support. He helps move you around. He has the cool card that you can use to stop one character from being KO'd, and just overall is just helpful, like I said, as a support character. So overall, I give this release 2 thumbs up. I hope you guys found that useful. If you did, I would appreciate a like. Overall, I really enjoyed this release. I really like Black Bolt, like I said in the beginning, and I really like the way they did his model and Medusa. The one thing is, because of the way both of them are posed, you need that solid flat base for both of them, which there's only one of it in the box, but if you're like me and have a ton of Crisis Protocol figures, you have plenty of that base lying around. With the Crystal and Lockjaw box, as far as the miniatures go, they're very well sculpted, both of them. I would have preferred Lockjaw kind of sitting there looking grumpy as opposed to the pose they have him in, but the pose is still pretty cool. Crystal's pose is amazing. The only thing I would have done differently, because I'm an old man, is I would have liked her old haircut, but that's nothing that's a little green stuff can't fix. But overall, I'm really happy with these guys. I hope I can get a game in with them and see how they work as a team on the table. Seems like it's going to be pretty interesting, and they'll have some cool tricks. Have you guys picked any of these figures up? If you have, let me know what you think of them in the comments below. Hopefully next week I'll have a painting video or 2 for you. Should have that Wolverine video that I promised you 2 weeks ago, but don't hold me to that. But until then, keep on gaming and paint your minis.